Toastmaster Srinivasan, your evaluator is Toastmaster Pragya from India.
She will be joining now, maybe.
She will be joining in 5 to 10 minutes. She was here actually earlier, and
no, but we were able to share my.
I shared the evaluation form to
Thank
the
you.
evaluators.
Already.
Toastmaster Eds, we can start now.
Okay. Horizon Toastmasters Club, club number 1097255, Area 31, Division F, District 79, is now in session. President, fellow Toastmasters, and respected guests, a pleasant good evening. I, your acting Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Idris Sakurat, hereby welcomes you all to our virtual meeting of Horizon Toastmasters Club. The mission of our club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self-confidence and personal growth. May I now request you all to mute your microphones, put your mobile phones in silent mode, and turn off any noise-making devices such as TVs or radios, which may disturb you during the meeting. You are also requested to refrain from talking anything related to politics, sex, or religion. To keep the decorum of the virtual meeting and to facilitate the speakers to perform at their best, all are requested to keep your mic muted until it is required for you to speak. This is to avoid any distraction to the speaker, the screen, and the other attendees in general. All attendees are requested to familiarize with the chat and reaction buttons, fit yourself well in the screen, have an adequate lighting so that we can clearly see your beauty, and be mindful of your background noise. The prepared speakers are requested to have their speaking area ready. Furthermore, all attendees, especially all role takers, are requested to rename your display name according to your role tonight. You may put your role at the start of your name. Thank you. And now, to preside our meeting for tonight, may I request our club president, a very diligent and innovative person, Toastmaster Umar Farouk Awan. Toastmaster Umar Farouk Awan, the platform is yours.
So virtual platform is mine. Wonderful. Wonderful introduction and wonderful start of the meeting, Toastmaster Idris. Oh, I am a very innovative person, you know. I came to know, and that will be interesting. Almost an year has been passed. November is about to end, and what a year it has been. If somebody says to me, be positive, Umar, I said, no, I don't want to be positive in this year. Okay, because be positive for Corona, no. So welcome, welcome all the guests and the members from around the world. It's a pleasure to have you in our meeting number 289. It has been a wonderful experience with you all. Let's start with some introductions. Let's start with Sangeeta, the smiling beauty.
Hi, good evening, everybody, to fellow Toastmasters and Mr. Toastmaster. I am from Mahindra Toastmasters, which is in Mumbai, and I'm very happy to have met Omar, and that's what I think Toastmasters platform is about. It connects, and so being positive about this pandemic is that we have been able to connect all across the globe. So I think that is something that that is the reason why I'm able to come to this platform today and meet all of you. And so that's about me, and I would want all of you to come for our club meeting, which is happening tomorrow. So hoping to see most of you come and join us in Mumbai. I'll be sharing the link with Omar.
Yes, sure, why not? It's a pleasure to have you with us, and it has been quite a year, and we have been traveling around the world, and meeting and networking and building. We have with us Twyla.
Good morning from California. Sunny,
Wow.
shiny California. And I will put some names of some of my clubs. I belong to 10. I will give you some times and dates that we meet so that some of you may join me at some of my other clubs. So thank you for inviting me this morning.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you with us, Twyla. We have with us Sukit, Colleen.
Hello, I am Susit and it's good morning here in Davao City, Philippines. It's 12:20 a.m. I'm very excited to witness your meeting. It's my first time to join your club and I hope you could also visit my club. I believe as Sangeeta did. Uh, it, my club is Davao Noontime Toastmasters Club. We are the only club in the Philippines that meets in noontime. So I'm happy to be here. Back to you,
Great to have you with us,
Toastmaster.
Sujit. And it's truly is, world has become a global village, nations without boundaries. And we have with us Pharaoh, very dangerous name, huh?
Hello, it's so nice to see again my old friends in Saudi Arabia. So it's my nth time to visit this club. So thank you so much. I always have a great time every time I have this club. So I'm look forward for another exciting night with you guys. Thank you so much.
Great to have you with us, Pharaoh. We have with us Shan Lee from Singapore. Can you have a brief introduction of you? Shan.
All right. Okay, it's 12 a.m. So, yep, and I'm doing some assignment and I might be in and out. All right. Good morning, good evening, good night. All right. My name is Shishan and I am from Singapore. So, about a little bit about me is that I am tall. I'm also on the big side, so people call me a big cuddly mountain. Because my name, if it's translated into from Chinese into English, it means mountain, double the mountain, in fact. So it's 2 times the mountain. That's a fun fact about me. And back to you.
Great. It's a pleasure to have you with us. We have with us from Dubai, Anushri Sharma.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Anushri from Bollywood Toastmaster Club, Dubai. Sorry, some technical issues, so I cannot open my camera. Looking forward for another exciting meeting. I've been here and the quality of meeting is brought me back here. So I'm waiting for another exciting meeting. Thank you so much.
Great to have you with us, Anushri. We have with us our guest, frequent guest with us. After some time, she is joining us, Toastmaster Pragya. Maybe after 1 or 2 months, maybe. Huh?
Yes. So hello everyone. I am from Hyderabad Toastmasters Club, India. And yes, I have been attending the meetings before, but just been caught up with a little bit of work, so couldn't join in. And I really hope to join your future meetings coming forward.
As
Hoping
a
to have
member,
a great
huh?
meeting. Yes.
Okay, done. Yes. So with this, we have done the introductions, and we will be starting our business session. To read the minutes of our last meeting, meeting number 288, we have with us our secretary of the club. He is none other than Miss Solar System, Miss Universe, Miss Galaxy, whatever you want to call him. He is also our champion humorous speaker also. One of my good friends, Toastmaster Mark Rakinalao, to read the minutes of meeting number 288. Over to you, Toastmaster Mark.
Thank you so much, presiding officer. It is a flickering night to all of you, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests. Horizon Toastmasters Club 1097255, District 79, Division F, Area 31, held on minutes of meeting number 288, held on November 11, 2020. The meeting started at 7:15 p.m. The presiding officer, Toastmaster Umar Farooq, welcomed the guests and conducted the business session of the meeting. Toastmaster of the day is Toastmaster Mark Lacanilao introduced the theme of the evening, which is Spirits in Horizon. Word of the day was eclectic. Table topics master was Toastmaster Elisa Rocher. General evaluator was Toastmaster Santos Bubad. There were three prepared speakers, Toastmaster Umar Maksud, Toastmaster Anwar Nabishek, and Toastmaster Abubakar Sadiq. The meeting ended with the announcement of winners as follows. Best prepared speaker was Toastmaster Umar Maksud. Best table topic speaker was Toastmaster Najal of Qatar. And the best evaluator was Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan. The meeting adjourned at 9:20 p.m. There were 22 attendees, 10 members, and 12 guests. Back to you, presiding officer.
Wonderfully detailed minutes of the meeting, Toastmaster Mark. Any changes, any deletions or additions to be made to the minutes of the meeting? No, then meetings minutes will be accepted as final. So let's move on to another important occasion. See, in Toastmasters journey, it's very important to have some milestones and to celebrate those things. It may be your educational awards and the most important ones. To celebrate the educational milestone reached by our members and to conduct that celebration, we have with us our Toastmaster, our VP Education, Toastmaster Ricky Churian. Over to you, Toastmaster Ricky.
Thank you so much, Mr. President Omar Farouk. It is my greatest pleasure again and honor to be recognizing some of our members who have already attained some milestones in their career as Toastmasters. And tonight, I'm going to honor at least 3 of our members who have finished their levels 1, 2, and 3 in their respective paths. And to start with, okay, can you see the screen?
Yes.
First off, I would like to acknowledge and recognize Toastmaster Noel Invento for achieving level 1 completion of leadership development. Congratulations, Toastmaster Noel Invento. Next up, we have the certificate of completion for Toastmaster Anwar Nabishek for achieving level 2 of dynamic leadership. Congratulations, Toastmaster Anwar Nabishek. And finally, let us all give a huge round of applause for our very dear Toastmaster Umar Farouk Awan for achieving level 3 of his motivational strategies path. Congratulations, Toastmaster Umar Farouk. With these fellow Toastmasters, we are able to get some points in order for us to reach and achieve our ultimate goal towards the end of this year, which is the President's Distinguished Club. So far, we have already attained 3 DCP points, and with the addition of these 3 completion of the level projects, and hopefully we will be adding 1 or 2 more points in the process. And as the Vice President for Education also, I would like to give due recognition to 2 of our members who just recently competed in the Division F Tall Tale Speech Contest, namely Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan, and also Toastmaster Edres Sakurat, who was hailed as the 2nd place in the Division F Tall Tale Speech Contest. Congratulations, fellow members who are giving our club continuously the pride and honor of being the home of the champions. Now back to you, President Omar Farouk.
Wonderfully conducted this session, Toastmaster Ricky, and it has been a great learning experience for our members and championing the tall tales and getting the great recognition. With this, we will move on to our Toastmaster of the day. He is one of my dearest friends and also a brother. He is one of the youngest DTM, actually double DTM now, and past Club Goat Director of District 79. Please help me welcome our Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Umar Farooq Malik.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, afternoon, evening, and for all those who are on the bed, good night to all of you. Well, you know, the beautiful part of Toastmasters is that you are always small. You're always young. You can take any role whichever you want. And that's what our life was when we were in childhood. I remember in grade 2, I went to the teacher and she said, Umma, what do you want to be in future? I want to be a teacher. Oh, really? Why? Just because of you. Oh, really? And ladies and gentlemen, that teacher was a 48-year-old gentleman. Often in our lives, we are gone to achieve our goals to the people we hardly know, or we have met for a few minutes. I remember being born and brought up here in Saudi Arabia, we used to occasionally travel to Pakistan. Now, whenever we used to travel to Pakistan, unlike Toastmaster Hassan, we got a chance to go to the captain. He said, wow, you're driving this aeroplane? Does it also fly? Oh, I want to be a pilot then. Moving on in our lives, going to Riyadh or Jeddah by bus, and the bus used to be that big. And we used to like, wow, in one bus, 50 people can sit. So the best thing is that this is the chance to go to be a bus driver. Going to a restaurant and giving a tip to the waiter seems to be a big deal. And you ended up wanting to be actually a waiter. But as life goes on, your parents, they might ask you to be a doctor. They might ask you to be an engineer. They might ask you to be someone. I remember the only time I was being asked from my dad what you want to be in future was in grade 8. Because he knew that he wants to be everything. But anyhow, at the end of the day, it's not about what you would achieve or what would you want. But it's at the end of the day, it's about enjoying your life. Either facing the COVID-19 or just having some normal time in your life. To tell you more about our theme, we have got a new face to the Horizon Toastmasters Club. Put your hands together to none other than Toastmaster Abu Bakr Siddiq, who's going to tell us more about our theme of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. A very good evening, my fellow Toastmaster and guest. The 1 minute Toastmaster and theme for today is We Were Everything. Yes, we were everything. Let me explain. What did you want to be when you grew up? A doctor, a film star, or maybe a musician? A long time ago, when somebody asked this question, we used to reply without any hesitation and with most enthusiasm. Every child dreams of acquiring their own place in this world, a place where they can be themselves without being restricted by their surroundings, their living condition, or the limitation of what is immediately around them. My fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's never late. Dream like a child, and with complete faith and no limits, this is the only way we can awaken the greatness within us. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abu Bakr. But before you put your mic on silent, I have a question. What you wanted to be when you were this or this small?
I wanted to be, when I was very little, I wanted to be a traveler. Just travel, nothing about making money or nothing. I just wanted to travel the world And the dream, I am keeping that dream still awake.
Great. So as we are moving towards different roles and we're traveling through different people, we got this gentleman who flickered through all those distances and finally was able to reach Pakistan, cloud nine, and was doing great with a great speech. A dear friend of mine and a brother too. Put your hands together to welcome our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, I will monitor and will write down the language and grammar usages of all speakers, noting incomplete sentences, mispronunciations, grammatical mistakes, etc. I will also introduce a new word to meeting participants, and tonight's word of the day is flickering. If we can just share the screen. Thank you, Toastmaster Ricky. So today's word of the day is flickering, spelled as F-L-I-C-K-E-R-I-N-G, pronounced as flickering. It is an adjective which means moving or shining irregularly or unsteadily. Synonyms are glimmering, twinkling, shining, glistering, and shimmering. Antonyms are extinguished, quenched, damped, and smothered. We can use this word in sentences like this. For example, he was able to finish writing his speech in the flickering light. Or the Toastmaster delivered his table topic speech as the ideas come flickering one after the other. Or when we were everything, we had flickering idea of our future. And yet here we are utterly disappointed. At the end of the meeting, I will give my complete report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hassan. What you wanted to be when you were this small?
Well, I wanted to be a pilot, but I turned.
Wow. So we got two pilots over here. So ladies and gentlemen, we have got a pilot and a co-pilot. So you all are in safe air. Now let's take our drive forward. And that is towards the research chemist. A person who is known for his bright smile and a great humor. Put your hands together to welcome our general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Mark.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. A flickering evening, fellow Toastmasters, friends, guests here at Horizon Toastmasters Club. Taking this role improves critical thinking, organization, time management, motivational, and team building skills. The general evaluator evaluates everything that takes place during the club meeting. In addition, the general evaluator conducts the evaluation portion of the meeting and is responsible for the evaluation of the team. The speech evaluators are counter, grammarian, and the timer. As a general evaluator, ensure that other evaluators know their tasks and responsibilities. Explain the purpose and benefits of the evaluation to the group and identify and confirm meeting assignments with the timers, grammarian, and act counter. I will be giving my overall evaluation of the meeting as a whole. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow, thank you, Toastmaster Mark. What do you wanted to be when you were this small?
I want to become a Miss Universe. You know that.
Aww. That was for all the amazing people out there. And you absolutely look Mr. Universe, Toastmaster Mark. Thank you. Now, moving on. You know, they say time is key and time is money, but still you have to purchase watches and all those clocks because even then it's all about paying them money and get the time. So let's see how much time we have got today by our newly member who has already shined on the stage of Horizon, analytical engineer, Toastmaster, Umair Ahmed.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. As a timer tonight, I am responsible for monitoring the time of each speaker. For prepared speakers, time allotted is as per the speech manual. For table topic sessions, Time allotted is minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes with 30 seconds grace period. For evaluation session, each speech evaluator is given 3 minutes maximum with 30 seconds grace period, while the grammarian will have 5 minutes of reporting time. Green card will be shown at the minimum time, yellow card for the intermediate time, and a red card at the maximum time. And we will remain to be raised and will remain to be raised until the speaker finishes his or her speech. I will give my report at the end of each session when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day, table topics master, or the general evaluator. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Umer. Now I have the same question for you. When you were this small, what did you want it to be?
Well, I wanted to be a doctor.
Wow.
Ended up with being an engineer.
Wow. So we are in totally in safe flight. We have got doctors, we got the Miss Universe, we got 2 able pilots, and I'm sure we're going to have a great journey ahead. So let's move on to our agenda. You know, life is all about pauses and all those necessary and unnecessary things. The hiccups which happens in our life, the changing of colors and all those things, and the person's going to keep track of all those pauses, non-pauses, repeated words, and all those things is our President Toastmaster Umar Farooq Awad.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, for such an innovative introduction. As our counter, I will be noting down all the verbal crutches that we use. Sometimes filler words, sometimes we are trying to think about something, and all these things, and repetitive words, unnecessarily long pauses. All these will be counted, and at the end of the meeting, when called upon by the journal evaluator, I'll be presenting my report on accounts.
Toastmaster Umar, can you also explain your role as a vote counter, please?
Yes, I will be your vote counter for tonight also. As a vote counter, you will be sending me your nominations, who you think is the best speaker or best evaluator or best table topic in the private chat to me. And I will be counting that, and at the end of the meeting when called upon by the president himself, I will be presenting my.
Mr. Vote counter, don't worry, the Toastmaster today will be calling onto the stage. But
okay, no issue.
Leave the stage. When you were this small, what you wanted to be?
This small?
Yeah, only that one.
Okay, I wanted to be actually pilot also, but then I thought I should be a psychologist. So I wanted to be a psychologist. Yes, correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, they say if there are more people with the same profession, there's a chance for crash. Thank God Toastmaster Umar Farooq opted for psychologist. Thank you, Toastmaster Umar Farooq Awan. Now moving on, you know, I know you have been bored with my all those highs and lows, tones, few whistles here and there. So you're gonna put some energy into our meeting. And we have got a fun master who is none other than Toastmaster Eliza.
Thank you. A very good evening and good morning for me from Singapore. So my fun master today is story about there is a guy and a woman who met each other, and they are coming from a different place. And just happened that these two couple, just when they met, there is a flickering between them. So actually they are fall in love. But the lady still need to give a time for the man to accept the man. So one time she asked the man, "Do you really love me?" The man said, "Yes." But as a woman, we cannot say yes in just one time. We need to test the man. So what did the girl say? "If you really love me, please send me a letter. Please give me a flickering letter that can make me fall in love with you." So the guy kept on sending a letter to her, but only a small note, because as the guy, he is also not a romantic type. Until one day, the girl say, "You need to give me a long letter and to describe everything, what you like about me, and your feeling towards me and everything, but I want in a long letter." So one day, this girl really get this letter, a very long letter, but the girl disappointed. You want to know why? Because this is the letter. Can everybody see it? this is the letter that the guy gave. It's a very long letter. It's very long. And when the girl said, why you need to give me this long letter? It's only say, hello, dear, how are you? I like you, and just like that. So the guy said, you only told me a long letter, but you never tell me the weight and the height. So this is the long letter as you want. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Wow, Toastmaster Elise, you literally traveled through your joke very well. Thanks a lot. So Toastmaster Elise, when you were this small, what you wanted to be?
I always want to be a doctor.
Wow. So
Yeah, and Alhamdulillah, I'm a daughter.
come again, Toastmaster Elise.
I'm a doctor daughter.
Wow, that's great. That's great. We also have another doctor over here. I could see Toastmaster Frida over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, just in case if your heart stops or you feel dozing off, you are in safe hands. Time check. It's 7:45 Saudi Arabia time, and this is the time we are supposed to start the education session. So education session is something we call it where the speakers deliver their speech. And it's not an impromptu session, but it's about a detailed and requires preparation based on the objectives provided in the manuals. We have got amazing 3 speakers and we've got 3 evaluators as well. We're going to go through each speaker one by one. So our first speaker is Toastmaster Idris Sakura. May I request his evaluator, Toastmaster, to please let us know the objectives of his speech.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Yeah, its objective for the Toastmaster Idris is for this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to second speech. And the purpose of this speech to member demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her speech last time to Toastmaster Idris.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anwar Sheikh. So put your hands together to welcome a person who has recently won the Tall Tale Speech Contest in Division F, the champion from the House of Champions, a smiling personality and a very caring one as well. Put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Idris with his speech title, Belt and Whistles.
Am I audible? Would you like to ask me what I'm gonna be when I'm here and when I'm like this? No, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna come into the later part.
Idris, how many times do I need to tell you? No one is allowed to listen to the music here in the house. On your Did I not tell you the music here in the house is forbidden? I was born with a very conservative Muslim family and raised by a disciplinarian father who was an imam, a priest like in Christian faith. I grew up with fear of committing mistakes and bringing disgrace to my family. Hence, I must always follow the instruction of my parents. Otherwise, I shall face those unforgiving lashes of my father's belt on my slender body. I am the 6th among 8 siblings, and my father used to call us with those deafening sounds of his whistles. But I don't know how to whistle. Yes, those belt and whistle were our greatest enemy, but for my father, they were his ally in disciplining his children. Being in a conservative religion, they have this notion before that once they send their children to college, they might lose their faith, and my parents were not exempted to that. So they didn't finish college. Despite of having no degree in college, I witnessed how my father valued education so much. He really strived hard to send us to universities. Apart from getting proceeds from coconut and coffee, my father had ventured into a lot of businesses like buy and sell of fruits, producing charcoal, culturing mushrooms, and wood laminating. Unfortunately today, none of us had inherited his talent. During my elementary days, I knew how supportive my father was. Apart from giving what we need, he will buy food and bring it to the school for me and my classmates to partake. Suddenly, something had changed when I reached high school. At that moment, my older brother graduated from college and eventually landed a job. While my brother was working, he met his girlfriend who got pregnant unexpectedly. I don't know what they do. I saw how disappointed my father was, since they had disagreement with my brother that he will help his siblings with their education. Papa, I need to plan for my college. Where do you want to meet me to the study? Who told you that you are going to college? Then I replied, I know you will be like your older brother. After finishing college, then you will not help the family and will get married immediately. Papa, please trust me. I won't be like my brother. That time, I was holding my dream of finishing college, and I had high hopes of going to a good university. I tried to convince him, but I knew she was hesitant because of our financial problem. After my mother talked to him, he finally agreed. Soon, I finished college and landed a job as a nutritionist in the city government of Tagum. I saw how my father was proud of me. However, his health started to deteriorate, and he could no longer afford the education of my younger sister, who was in second year college studying nursing at that time. But God did not forsake us. I got an opportunity to work abroad. I knew that my father was disheartened when he knew that I have to leave them to work in Saudi Arabia. We had so much fun while I am going home for vacation, but my father's health did not improve until I realized that sooner he will leave us. After 6 months of going in and out of the hospitals, my father died during the month of Ramadan. I wish that I could still have more time with my father. I prayed to God to bring him back to life so that I could at least say thank you for everything he had done for us. I don't care if I hear again the dreadful sound of his whistle or feel those unforgiving lashes of his belt. I just wanted to be with him for the last time. Those whistle and belt made me who am I right now. But my father is forever gone, and all I have is the memories with him that I will forever treasure. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, sometimes we're too busy with our career and running after our dreams that we tend to forget to cherish the moments with our parents, especially after they gave almost everything to us. We had a tendency to ignore them. Days, weeks, years will pass, and little did we notice that they are already old. I guess we don't need to wait for Mother's Day or Father's Day to give a little attention to our parents and let them know how thankful we are to have them. Don't miss the chance to cherish every moment. Hug them, thank them. When was the last time you said I love you or hugged them? Don't wait for another year to pass by. Do it every time you have chance. Express how much you love them before it's too late. Back to you.
Wow. Great speech, Toastmaster Idris. I am sure the evaluator will be coming up with something in the later part of the meeting. It's time to welcome our second speaker. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Srinivasan, and his evaluator is going to be our guest from District 98, Toastmaster Pragya. Toastmaster. Can you please read out the objectives of Toastmasters?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Toastmaster Srinivasan is presenting his researching and presenting project. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized and a well-researched speech. The format of the speech can be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses to be. All the best, Toastmaster Srinivasan.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pragya. Now, Toastmaster Srinivasan is one of the senior Toastmasters here we have in Horizon Toastmasters Club. He's the past club president and also the past Area 31 director. Put your hands together to welcome our captain for today, Toastmaster Srinivasan, with the speech title, Captain Srinivasan.
Honestly, I had to change the script of my script after the beautiful presentation of Toastmaster of the Day. His job has made me to change the script title starting of this project. Now that I see many of us here are professionals, I mean those who have the privilege to prefix to their name doctor, engineer, or lawyer, poet, or something like that. But since he didn't have an opportunity, let me ask Toastmaster of the Day, if you were a medical practitioner and for sometimes you did practice medicine and after sometimes you stopped it, will the rest of the people will still address you as Dr. Omar Malik?
I believe no.
I think you will be still called as Dr. Omar Malik because you were a doctor. But it is not there. The if I can convert what Toastmaster Omar Malik said into my favor, and then let me imagine that even if Toastmaster of the Day did not practice his doctor's medical practitioner anymore, he will be still addressed as Dr. Omar Malik. In that sense, I, Toastmaster of the Day, and my fellow Toastmasters and guests from the world, I can be called as Captain Srinivasan. The reason I wanted to become a pilot. For that, I joined the National Cadet Corps in India, and I joined the air wing part of it. Later on, I joined Madras Flying Club and completed my private pilot license. There, the flickering hope of my light blew out. The reason I was not able to complete my commercial pilot license and to go on to become an airline pilot was again financial reasons. But is that the only way that I can convince myself as the reason for not being able to become a pilot? No. As per the research done, there are about 92% of the entire world does not set a goal of their own. For example, here, we had introduction from most of the people, and they said they wanted to become this, but unfortunately they have become this. So what happened in between? What happened to their goal? Why were they not able to successfully achieve their goal? According to the research, as I said, 92% of the people does not have a goal at all. About the 8% of those people who has set themselves some goals, but not about from that 8%, 50% of those people were not able to reach their goal or even get closer to the goals. The reason? When I did a research on my own in order to complete this project, I was able to come up with 15 reasons that a person who has set a goal but was not able to reach the goal. Out of which I could find 4 very important ones. The first one is lack of commitment. Of course, I don't have to explain more on that. If you don't have a commitment, even though if you have a goal, you will never reach there. So I do have a goal. I do have a commitment. What else is missing? It is motivation. There has to be some people behind you and pushing you along, telling you, trainee, no problem. You will be able to achieve your goal as an airline pilot. That was still missing during my childhood days. The third reason is understanding this one. You may even to set a goal to become anything else, but in order to understand how to reach that one, you have to understand the steps to reach that. If you don't know how, if you don't understand how you will be able to reach that goal, you will still fail. Last but not the least, in my list of reasons why you are not able to achieve your goal is the reason of failure. Mahatma Gandhi once said, men are not successful not because of their reasons, not because of their fear of failure, but they don't take the first step. So if you make the first step, you will be able to get your motivation, your commitment, and all that. Now, the famous motivational speaker Jim Rohn said, "To become a billionaire and to earn the million, it is not the point to earn the million, but to the process that you go through will help you to become your personality. You have to be ambitious," he says. In Toastmasters term, let us say you wanted to become a DTM. What will I do becoming a DTM? But when you are going to that process of becoming a DTM, for example, if even given a role, you go into a research, you go into looking for reasons, you make your personality, you start improving your personality. So the reason why I was not able to become an airline pilot is all these four reasons. My dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, you set a goal and be ambitious. And when you have these two goals and you have the motivation behind you, I'm sure you will be able to successfully achieve the goal that you have set for yourself. With that, I will leave a question to the forum. Having not completed my airline pilot license and becoming an airline pilot, can I be still called Captain Srinivasan? Back to you.
Wow, thank you very much, Toastmaster Srinivasan. What a great speech. I'm sure the evaluator will be coming with his bucket list in the later part of the meeting. Now, let's move on to our speaker number 3. That is Toastmaster Ricky. To evaluate him, we have got Toastmaster Manodaya from Sri Lanka. Toastmaster Manodaya, can you please read out the objectives of Toastmaster Ricky? Toastmaster Manodaya, can you please unmute yourself?
Okay, I show the objectives.
Yeah.
First,
I believe we are having some technical issues. Toastmaster Manodaya, can you hear us?
sorry, I can't find the evaluation sheet. I will tell this later.
No problem, Toastmaster Manu. Toastmaster Ricky is going to deliver his path, that is team collaboration, level 1, project 3, research and presenting. He will be delivering a speech on a topic for which he has no idea before, which means that he has researched on a topic and now he will be delivering a speech about it. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes and the speech title is The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. But before that, Toastmaster Ricky is a food lover, a chef, a traveler, a person who likes to travel, a person who likes to make videos, put it on YouTube, earn money through it. And he's also an accountant. So hold your pockets, hold your watches. Put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Ricky.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Might be wondering why I'm singing this particular song. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It is actually a popular Christmas song sung by one pop singer in 1963 by the name of Andy Williams. It is part of his first ever Christmas album entitled Andy Williams Christmas Album. Well, as a matter of fact, let me ask you, what for you is the most wonderful time of the year? Or what holiday or festival do you celebrate in your own country? You may unmute yourself and please respond.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Eid.
Eid. What else?
Diwali.
Diwali.
Whenever I receive gifts.
My birthday.
My birthday.
I was just about to say that, my birthday.
Definitely.
New
Those
Year.
are great. Definitely. You know that the greatness of a culture can be found in its festivals? They are occasions to refine and rebuild the national character. Festivals promote diversity. They bring neighbors into dialogue. They increase creativity. They offer opportunities for civic pride. And they improve our general psychological well-being. In other words, festivals and occasions are something that make our cities be better places to live in. Don't you know that there are tens of hundreds of different celebrations, or you may call them holidays or occasions all across the world? And based on various statistics and different polls made by some YouTubers and vloggers and even the Wikipedia, I have gathered information regarding at least the top 10 of those most famous celebrations and occasions across the world. And these I would like to share with you tonight. Of course, one of the first celebrations that we have every year, every 1st of January, is the New Year. New Year actually is being celebrated all across the world by almost everyone. The 7.8 billion people all across the world celebrates this every 1st of January. But in other religions and other cultures, they celebrate them in a different date, like 1st of Muharram in the Islamic calendar for the Arabs, and some other dates in the Hindu and Buddhist calendar. Chinese celebrate the Chinese New Year sometime in January and February based on their lunar calendar. Of course, next in line is the Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is something that is celebrated every 14th of February. Okay, for most people with loved ones, this is the time for you to enjoy chocolates and flowers. But didn't you know that not all people enjoy Valentine's Day because not everyone has loved one? But don't worry, not everyone has AIDS during World AIDS Day. So nothing to worry on Valentine's Day. We also have Diwali. And for our brothers and sisters who are in the Hindu belief, Diwali is the festival of lights, and it's something that they celebrate between the middle of October to the middle of November, and it is a 5-day celebration for them. Our sister Eliza has talked about Ramadan and Eid. And for those who don't know, Ramadan is a festival. It is actually a month-long celebration of fasting and food and contemplation. And people are fasting because they would like to feel how it feels like for those people without any food. It is a 29 to 30-day celebration wherein it starts with the sighting of the crescent moon up to the next sighting of the crescent moon the month thereafter. The celebration of Ramadan ends with the Eid al-Fitr, or what we call the breaking of the fast. This Ramadan is actually something that is being celebrated by our Muslim brothers and sisters, which account for about 24% of the entire world population. That's about more than 1.8 billion of our world population. And then, of course, one of your favorite celebrations is the birthday. I believe that regardless of your belief, religious belief, or cultural background, birthday is something that every one of us celebrates because none of us just popped up like this into thin air. Every one of us has been produced in one way or the other in different forms and styles all over the world. So regardless of what you believe in, your birthday should always be there. And it is something that we need in order for us to keep track of our age. And of course, my most favorite time of the year, the most wonderful time of the year, very timely, Christmas. First celebrated by the early Christians in Rome in December 25 of the year 336. It is probably one of those traditions or celebrations the longest ever in the Gregorian calendar. For other countries, they celebrate it for a week. In some places, they celebrate it for a month. But take note that in the Philippines, we celebrate Christmas for about 4 months. Starting with September 1st, you can already hear Christmas carols everywhere, Christmas decorations here and there, marks of Santa Claus and Christmas tree, and the flickering lights. Let me share with you my experience of Christmas in the Philippines. Do you know that in the Philippines, when we were young, we used to celebrate Christmas as a gathering of our family, and we only used to celebrate it with a big loaf of bread sliced and some cheese and some hot chocolate. Simple celebration, but the spirit of giving and love and unity is what we always try to consider whenever we are having this Christmas celebration. Of course, it is followed by the New Year and then ends in the Philippines with the celebration of the Three Kings sometime in the first week of January. Nevertheless, although Christmas is something that we celebrate with a lot of decoration and flickering lights and some food, the population is not only talking about this of the Christmas. So no matter how we celebrate the Christmas, it is the spirit of giving. It is the spirit of love and spirit of peace. I have realized recently that Christmas is not just a holiday. It is neither a celebration nor an occasion. But if you want to consider it as an occasion, it is an occasion to share our blessings of peace and joy and love all across the world. Now back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Wow. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ricky. I thought you're gonna sing a birthday song for me, a belated one. But anyhow, I still welcome gifts. I reside in Dammam and I have a postal address as well. I'm sure the evaluator will be having few things to say when he is in the general evaluation segment. So moving forward, Mr. Timer, can we have the time count, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. First speaker, Address Sakurat. Wasted 21 seconds in the starting, and his speech time was in total 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Sri Nivasam Ramaraj took 6 minutes and 28 seconds. Toastmaster Ricky Chudian took 8 minutes and 18 seconds. So first two speakers qualify.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Umer. Dear members, now you have got 10 seconds from now to cast your vote either for Toastmaster Idris or Toastmaster Srinivasan to a vote counter, that is Toastmaster Umar Farooq Awan. And he is not there. So dear all, message me your votes. Who you think is the best speaker? Either it's, oh, Toastmaster vote counter is there. So cast your vote to Toastmaster Umar, the vote counter with a baby picture. Either Toastmaster Idris or Toastmaster Srinivasan. Toastmaster Idris, when you were this small, what do you want it to be?
Actually, when I was small like this, I want to become big. No, I'm just kidding. When I was small, I really wanted to become a lawyer. And then after that, when I found out that we cannot afford to me to study law, so I wanted to become a teacher.
Wow. So in the plane, we are going to have the visual classes now.
That's
Okay, the evaluator, Toastmaster Anwar, what do you wanted to be when you were this small? Toastmaster Anwar, Sheikh? Toastmaster Anwar Sheikh. And moving on to our next speaker, Toastmaster Srinivasan. What you wanted to be when you were this small?
I just finished my speech. From my childhood, ever since I saw a film 1947, I wanted to become a pilot.
So, you know, lot of pilots, we can have a plane inside a plane now. Okay, the evaluator, Toastmaster Pragya. What about you when you were this small? Toastmaster Pragya. Okay, Toastmaster Ricky, when you were this small?
This small, I was dreaming of becoming a doctor. In the Philippines, there are only two dreams you have during childhood, being a doctor and being a lawyer. But I became neither of those.
You're counting the money, na? Okay, the evaluator, Toastmaster Manodia. Manodia. What you wanted to be when you were this small?
I want to be a doctor.
Wow. Excellent. So which means that we have got a plane full of doctors, full of pilots. We got a teacher. We got a psychologist. Oh my God.
See, we need doctors this time, huh?
I'm
A lot
sure we
of
are
doctors are
traveling.
needed.
I'm sure we are traveling in a business class altogether. Anyhow, to move further, we have got, and I'm sure you must have all casted your votes to our vote counter. To move forward, we have got the second session. Time check. The second session was supposed to start at 8:12. We are 5 minutes late. So let's buck up, and make it fast. Our Toastmaster, who's going to lead the session for the table topics, is, wow, that is basically, he is a great leader, a great communicator, and a great storyteller as well. The best thing is about the beautiful smile which he has. The current president of Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club, with his 4 topics coming up. Toastmaster Henry Flores.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for the DTM Omar.
Before
Yes.
you give us topic, I got a topic for you. When you were this small, what you wanted to be?
I'm dreaming to become a doctor just like Ricky because we're a family of doctors and nurses, and I ended up as a registered nurse, and I'm working, which is not in line with my education, but alhamdulillah, I'm grateful.
Great. Now the whole session for 4 speakers. We are expecting 4 amazing topics, and the floor is all yours. Toastmaster Henry.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, beautiful faces. Tonight, I'm not only your table topic master, but I will be your love guru. And my theme for tonight is love. I know that most of you have dreams that you already have fulfilled. Some of you have dreamt of becoming Miss Universe, and there's no doubt that beauty is really mesmerizing. Some of you have dreamt to become doctors and engineers, scientists, and whatever you want to become. But there's one thing that we never stop feeling and looking for, and that is love. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, I would like to share with you a clip from the movie If Only, and I'm very sure that you will fall in love.
I love you.
I love you too.
tell you why I love you.
You have to share your screen, sir.
That right?
Table topic master, you will have to share your screen. It is not seen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Just a minute. Have I not shared it yet?
Being the co-host, please.
I made you co-host now.
Okay.
Please,
So I can share it.
Please share your screen now.
Okay. Can you see it now, Ricky?
Not yet. Did you click share screen?
Just a minute.
Oops, time is up.
Okay. Share. Okay, share. More. Okay, share. Where is it? Okay.
Toastmasters ji, I suggest let us move towards the topics and let the love.
Okay, let's move forward and let the love begin. Okay, I have five actually love quotes, and I will be calling on five participants, and these love quotes are divided into five. The first is LOVE and the heart. Now let me call on, I'm so sorry, it's not opening. Let me call on our first participant, Toastmaster Twila. Toastmaster Twila, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening. Yes, from the four letters of the word love, and there's a heart. Which letter would you like to choose?
I will choose V.
V. V as in victorious. Yes.
V is Victoria.
Victorious.
Yes.
Exactly, yes. And we all feel victorious when we are in love, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now, I'm opening the V now. Let me read the quote for you. When love is real, it finds a way. I'll repeat that. When love is real, it finds a way. Madam Toastmaster Twila, what are your thoughts on this?
Thank you for that very challenging question. When love is real, it finds a way. I have been in love twice in my life. I fell in love when I was 16 years old and married my 19-year-old sweetheart. And we were married for many years, and then we divorced. And I was a happy single woman. And then I met a lawyer who became a judge. And I fell in love with the lawyer. And we were friends for 12 years. But then he fell in love with someone else. My heart was broken. I had a broken heart. And you know what I found out? You can recover. You can recover. So I have gone on being single now for many, many years. But I have yet to find a man that deserves to be as happy as I can make him. I am still looking for that man. Maybe it's one of you gentlemen. Maybe you deserve to be as happy as I can make you. Madam Table Topics Master, that is my answer to your question. Love finds a way.
Wow, that is truly inspiring, Madam Twila. Thank you very much. You've shared a lot of wisdom about love, and I'm very sure that every one of you who already have fallen in love and in love could relate to what Madam Twila has shared with us tonight. Thank you, Madam Twila. May now call on another lady from Davao, Madam Toastmaster Susit. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello, good morning in the Philippines.
Yes.
So we have four more choices remaining. From the word love, there are three letters, L-O-E, and the heart sign. Which one would you like to choose?
Oh.
Oh. Oh, as in overwhelming. When you're in
Oh.
love, you feel overwhelmed. So let me open that letter for you now. Oh. Madam Susit, this is your quote. Your flaws are perfect for the heart that is meant to love you. I'll repeat that. Your flaws are perfect for the heart that is meant to love you. Madam Toastmaster Susit.
The only thing that my husband and I agree on is staying married to each other. On all the other aspects in our lives, we either compromise or just ignore our differences. We have been living together harmoniously and has always been in love for 16 years. And I must say that that's our secret. So you see, he has been so supportive of my Toastmasters career up to this time that he's already in bed. I'm still with you because we believe that being together as couple or husband and wife doesn't limit one another. And so whatever differences or whatever mis miss shortcomings, I mean, whatever differences and whatever shortcomings we have, we try to understand and we just compromise. After all, our intention really is to stay together and to live harmoniously, to be that lovely couple that we could be to show our two children. And so, flaws, that's nothing in love. Love is accepting. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Wow. Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster Susit. It only proves that your beauty, though not perfect, is perfectly beautiful to the eyes of your husband. Congratulations. Now, let me call another lady. This lady is from Dubai. Madam Farida, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, she is. From the word love, there are two more letters remaining.
I'll choose the heart sign.
It's letter L and E and the heart sign. Heart sign it is, Madam Farida. Here's your quote. When you love, you get hurt. When you hate, you try to forget. When you try to forget, you start missing. And when you start missing, you'll eventually fall in love again. Madam Toastmaster Farida.
A very good evening to the Toastmasters, Table Topic Master, and the distinguished guests. The topic that has been given to me is in the form of a quote, so I'm not going to repeat it, but the gist of the matter is that love does hurt sometimes. When you're living together with some person, definitely there are two different personalities. Sometimes there's a clash of personality. I believe that love is largely the art of persistence. You have to be very persistent at it. You have to be very tolerant. You have to be extremely compromising and adjusting with each other. Only then the marriage is successful. I have been married from 30 years, so you can call me a guru at marital problems. But this is the thing that yes, sometimes differences come into play and then the partners do separate. And when they do separate, it hurts. Of course, it hurts. You miss the comfort, you miss the adjustment, you miss your partner's support. And then once you start really missing that partner, you do tend to realize that you love him more compared to the negativity which is induced by his flaws. In fact, let me just get rid of this thing called love. Love is not important for a successful marriage, guys. Love is not important. What is important is understanding. Number one, you should understand your partner. The second thing which is important is faith. You should have faith in your partner to do the correct thing, to make the right decision for the whole family. If you have faith in your partner, marriage will work. The third thing which is important for a successful marriage or a partnership is that you should fit together with each other like pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, so that there's, you should really fit into each other, so that suppose if one partner is timid, the other partner should be more loud. If one partner has certain flaws, the other partner should overcome. There was one night in my life where there were 104 earthquakes during one night. When I woke up from my sleep, the bed was already shaking, and the wall pushed me. I'm sorry, I can see the timer, but I have to tell you this. The wall pushed me, and I fell back on the bed. My husband got up reading the azan, which is what we read when there is an earthquake, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. He could have saved me, but do you know what I told him? Get the children. Get the children. I wanted him to love the children more than he loved me. I wanted him to save the children and check on them whether have the walls fallen on them, what has happened to them, rather than saving me. This is true love. This is true love. The love that people talk about nowadays for a successful marriage is just hormones. It's just dopamine. It's all hogwash. You don't need love for a successful marriage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disperse burst the cloud of love, the balloon of love. I know the word of the day is flickering. I'm very emotional about this topic. That is why I spoke from my heart and forgot to use the word of the day. A very good evening to everybody.
Wow, thank you, Madam Toastmaster. That is really inspiring. It's not about love. So all of you that are single, at least you already have some pointers from Madam Toastmaster. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. And there's one volunteer that I saw raising his hand. May I please call on Toastmaster Basim? Basim,
Sure,
are you
I would
there?
love to. Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, Toastmaster Basim. There are two more letters
Hi.
remaining. The word love, it's L or E? L. Is it L, Basim?
No, E.
E, okay. E it is. E.
Yeah.
Basim, here's your code.
Okay.
Real love doesn't meet you at your best. It meets you in your mess. I'll repeat that. Real love doesn't meet you at your best. It meets you in your mess.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Basim.
Thank you very much, exuberant table topic master, excited and energetic guests, and enthusiastic Toastmasters who have present here on this wonderful occasion. I see love everywhere. It's like magic in the air. So we all are people, we all are human beings on earth who have been giving and receiving various forms of love right from our childhood, right from the pat that our mother gives us when we are a baby, when we were crying, to the love that our girlfriends and boyfriends have been giving us, our wives and husbands have been giving us to this day. They say you fall in love by chance and you stay in love by choice. I'll repeat that. You fall in love by chance, you stay in love by choice. So you can meet many people in life who say, I'll only fall in love when I reach a certain age, or I'll only have a girlfriend when I reach a certain age. And you know what? Nonsense. Because there is no such thing as you fall in love when you reach a certain age, because it's not in your control. It's 0% in your control. Falling in love is completely by chance. As the table topic master gave me, you may fall in love when your life is completely a mess, not uh, when it is all perfect. But the staying in love part is what is your choice. After falling, it is your choice to move on or to settle with that person. That is the only choice that we human beings are having. So let's remind each of us, each of our brains and hearts, that it's not in our control, that we may fall in love when it is a complete mess. Let's learn those monotonous effects of love and let's move on. Love, spread love. Back to you, the table topic master. Thank you very much.
Wow, Toastmaster Basim, I'm speechless. Yes, it's true that staying in love, it's difficult. It's a choice, and falling in love is by chance. I'm always reminded of that. I've made so many not so good choices, but because I love the person, just like Madam Farida said, I kept on understanding and that faith that somehow it will work, but it did not. So fate, Fate, lead us to part ways. But nevertheless, love, no regrets. Thank you, Toastmaster Basim. And last but not the least, I would like to call another gentleman from the Philippines, Toastmaster Ramses Lero. Are you there?
Yeah, good evening.
Ramses? Good evening in Saudi Arabia. Good morning
Yes,
in the
I'm here.
Philippines. Ramses.
Good
Ramses, we
morning
only
here.
have
I
one
feel
remaining
yes.
letter. Yes, it's letter L. Let
You
me
have to
open it
L.
for you.
Okay.
Ramses, yes. Your code is the bravest thing you will ever do is love again. I'll repeat that. The bravest thing you will ever do is love again. Toastmaster Ramses.
Okay. So my fellow Toastmaster around the world, good evening, good morning from the Philippines. When I was this young, my ambition in life is to become the best lover in the world. Now, when I heard our three ladies right now talking about the relationship for being like 12 years, 30 years, 16 years, I feel so small because at this moment I'm still single. It's not I don't have any relationship, but I've been into four, let's say, failed relationships. But for me, I'm still looking for the perfect one. Maybe those four persons that comes to my life is not yet the perfect one because I'm still searching to become the best lover in the world. Yes, Toastmaster is right that when you love someone is by chance. So being single right now, I'm always taking the chances. Unfortunately, it's so difficult to have dates, especially of the pandemic. You cannot see, but good thing we have the online dating. So I think it will satisfy to give some chances of yourself to fall in love again. Now, the next part or staying in love is a choice. But the question is, if you're the only one who would like to have the choice to stay in love, but it's only a one side of love, how about the others? Yes, I love the quote. When you fall in love and you failed about that love, please don't stop loving because the only person that falls or fails you is not the feeling of love, it's the person. Love itself is already positive. Love itself makes miracle. Always be an instrument of love. And later on, it could be by chance or by choice. You'll never know. The next person that I'm going to meet, I'll become the best lover of the world. Back to our table topic master.
All the best to your next search, Toastmaster Ramses. I'm wishing you the best. Ladies and gentlemen, all your thoughts on love were well noted. I'm a hopeless romantic myself. Thank you for your thoughts, for your sharing your emotions, your your wisdom, Madam Farida, Madam Twila, and all the rest who have answered, expounded on the quotes. I apologize for not being able to share the video on that movie that I loved so much. I've watched it several times, and I wasn't able also to share the PowerPoint. But you know what love is? It's the universal language. Though you can't see it, people who are blind can even feel it. I hope that I was able to impart with you those quotes, even though I'm the only one talking without the visuals. So that ends the table topic session. I'm your table topics master, your love guru, signing off and returning the control to the Toastmaster of the day, TTM Omar Farouk. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you, Toastmaster. You turned everything red. I don't know why. I could see all the love in the air. I was just watching when I don't know, all of a sudden my jacket turned into red. So thank you for changing the colors, Toastmaster Henry. Let's give him a big round of applause, Toastmasters. Now moving on, before the general evaluation, may I request the timer? Can we have the timing report, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Twila Stout took 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Susit took 1 minute 41 seconds. Toastmaster Farida took 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Toastmaster Basim took 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Toastmaster Faro Ramses took 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So I believe.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Umer. Other than Toastmaster Farida, all the members
are qualified
to fall in love with the time. Toastmaster, she said, love doesn't require us to be on time. Khalas, you wait for it. Okay, so you may cast your vote for either Toastmaster Tuwala, Toastmaster School, Toastmaster Basim, and Toastmaster Ramses to a vote counter with a baby picture in the background. Toastmaster Umar Farouk. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to move on to a most important session of a Toastmasters meeting. We wait for a month to get the results, and in Toastmasters, we wait for few minutes and then we get a report card right in front of us. To lead our session, we have got a general evaluator. Now, Mr. General Evaluator, I have got not only a question for you, but I've also got a challenge for you. We are late by 12 minutes, so let's rush and make this finish on time. So put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Mark.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. We will begin with the evaluation of the prepared speech. Evaluator number 1 is an energetic and enthusiastic Toastmaster, our sergeant at arms of the club. I request speech evaluator number 1, Toastmaster Anwar Nabishek, to evaluate Toastmaster Edres Sakurat, prepared speaker number 1. Toastmaster Anwar, please.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and wonderful guests. Wow, just wow. This is a great speech by the Toastmaster Idris. As for me, he is very well incorporate feedback from his previous speech evaluation. First one, he maintained proper distance from the camera and allow himself to full use of his body language and the action by hand and made his speech more effective and very well done. Another one, he managed to close his conclusion in short and sweet way. Another well done. So on the basis of the evaluation criteria, he taken distinction marks in this great. And I want to congratulate him on that. Now coming on where how he delivered this project. You start with high tone, with enthusiasm and energetic. How many times we need to tell you? Nobody allowed to listen music in this house. In this tone. And you made this first sentence of your speech full connection with audience, with your action and body language. I think I know you most of your speech on your personal story you select for this. Your brother, you brought your family your father, your siblings in your story. And these are the we all love and correlate easily in our understanding, in our life. Another one, I love your gesture, your voice, or your use of the stage, even on the camera. You've done well done. Second, your dialogues. Your dialogue have emotion, best way to telling story most of the time. And third, your energy. You have your whys when you spoke about your whys and ups in your story. Your speech is very good. I have some few suggestion can help you speech for guest for go to next level. First one, humor is missing in your speech, which able to connect the audience and made speech enlightening the mood. Second, I thought in your speech, your conversation with your father for the college fees must need more emotion and energy to relate that emotion with the situation. And third and final from my side, always ask a question. Ask question to audience to bring them in your speech or in your story. To be conclude, you have powerful story with your emotion and all the best for your future. Toastmaster Idris, back to the general evaluator for the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anwar Nabishake. All right. Our next evaluator, I claim to be one of my favorite Toastmasters when it comes to table topics. She delivers her mind-blowing idea every time she speaks. Ladies and gentlemen, my very own friend, Toastmaster Pragya Sharma Hain, to evaluate Toastmaster Srinivasan Ramaraj, prepared speaker number 2. Master Pragya, I think you have a problem in your mic. Can you unmute your mic, please? Yes. I cannot hear. We cannot hear you still.
Once.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. Yeah, it's better now.
Great. Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Mark, and many congratulations to my speaker, Toastmaster Srinivasan, for completing your project on research and present. First of all, let me start with the points which I really loved about the presentation. The connect you had with people, because all of us at some point of time in our lives have faced failures. And we do not know at times what can be the reasons that we are not able to achieve our goals that we are looking for. So that was an instant connect with most of the people around. And I would say a good choice of the topic. You also told us how the percentages of 80% and 50% people who are there who fail and what are the reasons that they fail. So that was a very good thing to do. Also, you told us about your personal story, why you felt, what were the reasons. You could find out the core reasons because of which you have failed in the goals which you wanted to achieve and you could not. But as I would say, whenever we have a good speech, we can always aim towards making it excellent by few of the improvements which are possible. So here I would just add a few points from my side and let's make it beautiful together. First of all, I would say that the organizing of the speech could have been shuffled a little bit. I would not say that the parts were not great, but just to make it more effective and approachable, easily understandable to us, if you can just shuffle the organizing of the speech so that the transitions are smooth and steady and gives us time to understand when you're shifting from one situation of your research, then shifting to your own story and going ahead with things like these. Coming up with the research, when you have said, whenever we are presenting on research and present, it is always important to add a credibility to the numbers that we are presenting. So when you said 80%, 50%, I was still waiting as to what is the source of it, which research has told about all this so that it becomes more credible.
Also, when you told that you have done a research in the study, it would have been a great idea if you could share how many were the people on whom you have done the research, or what kind of results did you get from there? What were the percentages of the results? So that would have added a lot of credibility to the speech that you have given. Other than that, I would say that the way you selected your topic, the way you connected everything together, and the best part that you told that yes, you have had failures in your life, and what were the core reasons, the four reasons which you told. That was a very great idea, because that ways people trust you, that you're just not creating a story, but this points have come from something which you have felt on your own, and that's where you have got it down. Just these minor twitches here and there, and I'm sure your great speech will become much more greater. Thank you. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pragya. All right, our last evaluator for our prepared speaker is, I can say that he illuminates the lives of each Toastmaster by his constructive criticism. To evaluate speaker number 3, Toastmaster Vicky Chuidian, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Toastmaster Maduya.
Hi, am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Especially Toastmaster Ricky. You did a nice speech. Wow, superb. Actually, you had a good opening, attention grabbing opening, good singing, nice, and you managed to do asking questions. It is very important thing to get the attention of the audience. It is very nice, and throughout the speech, you do a managed to smile. Actually, that is very good thing at which this thing is very hard. You managed to do it. Even though this is a online meeting, you managed to do hand gestures. Hand gestures is very important in those, in especially to express our feelings in body language. It is very important part. You did a nice speech. Then what are the things you have to improve? That is the most important part. What are the things that you have to do for your next level? Actually, I felt your voice is a little bit monotonous. To do something in your vocal variation, to do your speech in next level. Actually, you did really nice, but I expect more, little bit more from you. Then time management. You did a really nice speech, even though you exceed the time. That is not good, but work on time management. There are things that I have to say. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoja. All right. Next, I would like to call on our table topic evaluator. Let's do business together. A teacher by heart, but an entrepreneur by mind. Let us put together our hands together to Toastmaster Noel Invento.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening from Saudi Arabia. Good morning, good noon, good afternoon to everyone from other parts of the world. And I think General Evaluator is very happy because he seems to be hosting like Miss Universe. We have representatives from all over the world. But yes, I'm going to evaluate the speakers of tonight's table topics. I would like to start with an extremely high commendation to the Table Topics Master for hosting the session so splendidly. The topic was so relatable to most of us. I don't know about me. Yes, well, I will start with Twila Stout. When love is real, it finds a way. You started with a personal anecdote, which is a good thing because that's one of the best ways to catch the attention of the listeners. And who doesn't like listening to personal anecdotes? And you ended the speech by proving that love finds a way, a Toastmasters way. I love the way you take ownership by making it so personal with your personal story. And I just hope you will find your love of your life who will deserve the true love that you will be able to give that person. Going to Toastmasters to set with all your flaws are perfect for the heart that is meant to love you. Personal anecdote again. Yeah, you got our attention right away. I love the takeaway of your speech is like compromise, and acceptance, which is two of the most important things for a successful marriage. I'm not married, my parents are, and I know that these two are really important. Well, the only thing that I noticed the short pause, but that's none of my business. That's the accounter's business. So I'm not going to touch it except mention it. And I love the way how you ended that there is love for everyone, and love is acceptance, love is accepting. So yes, for singles out there, don't lose hope. Okay, love is for everyone, including the singles. Miss Farida, you choose the heart sign. When you love, you get hurt. Yada yada yada. I didn't get the quote perfectly. I'm not sure if you did get it like the full quote, but I'm impressed with how you actually hit your speech, even without. As I've said, I'm not sure if you get the quote. It was so fast. It was given by the table task master so fast, but just how you made your speech and the way you move from just talking about love, you move away from just love and you talk about all the other aspects that love might not exist without them. I don't think love can exist without understanding, without the other things that you mentioned in your speech. So I'm very, very impressed with your response to the quote, although I don't think it was necessary for you to apologize for not staying with the topic or with the quote. You just spoke your heart, you just spoke up your mind, so that's okay for table topics, I guess. And for Toastmaster Basim, you chose E. Real love doesn't meet you at your best; it meets you in your mess. What can I say? I was impressed when you started with your speech. That was it. There was no stopping. The brilliant thoughts and how you put them into words. I was so impressed. And I learned something from you tonight. Like if you want to say a word and you want it to be emphasized, it doesn't have to be necessarily said in a loud voice all the time. When you said it's nonsense, it was in a soft voice, but it was emphasized. It stood out from the rest of your the rest of your speech. So yes, I will apply that one in my class. I'm a teacher, so when I say be quiet, I hope everyone will be quiet in my class. All right, Toastmaster Ramses. Bravest thing you'll ever do is to love again. The tone variety is there, and despite the sad story, despite the nature of the story, which is really sad, you are still enthusiastic, and that makes me believe that sad face, sad tone of voice are not always necessary when we are relating a sad story, especially if the sad story happened when we were not everything to them. And yes, you guys have been very wonderful in your table topics speeches. I learned a lot from you, and I'm going to apply what I have learned from you in my table topics speeches soon. Right, back to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Mark Lacanlo.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Noel Invento. Now, I will call in our grammar Nazi, flickering grammarian. He is single and ready to mingle. I'm just joking. Let's all welcome him with a round of applause. Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today's meeting has made my role really difficult with so many good words and good usages of sentences. So starting with the usages of the word of the day, Toastmaster Mark just now have used flickering 5 times. Previously, he used 2 times. DTM Umar Farouk used once. Toastmaster Eliezer Rosher used this word twice. Toastmaster Ricky Chwidian used this word twice. Toastmaster Srinivasan used it once. Moving on to some good usages of the words, which are as follows. attained, acquiring, analytical, hiccups, dozing off, forbidden, conservative, disciplinarian, disgrace, slander, notion, exempted, ventured, laminating, nutritionist, disheartened, even though, ambitious, civic pride, lunar, contemplation, buck up, guru, victorious, inspiring, wisdom, overwhelming, harmoniously, just, persistent, tolerant, monotonous, instant connect, credible, anecdotes. Some good sentences I was able to hear in the meeting's flickering sound, limitation of world immediately around, life is all about hiccups, champion from the house of champions, hold your pockets and hold your watches, greatness of a culture's of greatness of a culture is found in its festivals, pop up in thin air, decorations here and there, neither a celebration nor an occasion, in line with education, differences come into play, pieces of jigsaw puzzle, disperse the balloon of love, love is instrumental, illu- illuminates light of illuminates light of constructive feedback, takeaway of the speech. So these are some of the good sentences that I was able to hear. Some correct pronunciation of some mispronounced words are cherish, deafening, methods. When we are talking about plural men, then we have to say men instead of man. Billionaire, doubt, heard, incorporate, allow, congratulate, siblings, and voice. Some of the suggestions overall to the sentences used during the meeting, we can say instead of I am look forward to, we can say I am looking forward to. Instead of saying I welcome all guests, we can say I welcome you all. Instead of saying have done the introduction, we can say have completed the introduction. Instead of saying wonderfully detailed, we can say with wonderful details. Instead of saying vote counter also, we can say vote counter as well. Instead of saying keep on sending, we can say kept on sending. The other one, girl get the letter, we can say girl got the letter, since we are talking about the past tense. In a story, we can say suddenly. Instead of saying suddenly, we can say all of a sudden. Instead of saying sooner he will leave us, we can say soon he will leave us. Instead of saying have a opportunity, we can say have an opportunity. Instead of saying people does not, we can say people do not, because people are plural. Instead of saying what will I do to become DTM, we can say what will I have to. Instead of saying start with energetic, we can say you were energetic. Ups in your sound, we can say variation or modulation of your sound. Ask questions to audience, we can say ask questions from the audience. Instead of saying organizing the speech, we can say organization of the speech. Instead of saying this is a very good thing, we can say this is a very good approach. So these were my recommendations. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Muhammad Hassan. Our counter report, our presiding officer, may I call in Toastmaster Umar Farooq Awan. Can you please come up and give your report, please?
Thank you, General Evaluator. This meeting has been a very interesting one. Not a lot of ahs and ums, but still there are some. So let's see. Toastmaster Srinivasan, 3 ahs and ums and 1 long pause. And Toastmaster Ricky, 1 long kind of pause, like a medium. And our Toastmaster RD, 2 long pauses. Toastmaster Sushit, I am pronouncing the word maybe correctly or not. Kind of a thought gap, like a pause was there. Not we can say long pause, but something was there. Toastmaster Farida repeated word you did this, you. A lot of time you was repeated. Toastmaster Basim, 2 ahs and ums and 1 long pause. Toastmaster Ramses, 2 long pauses. And Toastmaster Anwar, 7 ahs and ums and 3 long pauses. And Toastmaster Pragya, none observed till date. And Mudaya will be having 3 ahs and ums and 2 long pauses. Toastmaster Noel, 1 ah and 1 long pause. And Toastmaster Hassan, 4 ahs and ums, 2 long pauses. And another thing for just for journal, sometimes when we have a thought gap, we are trying to think something, one word maybe we are stretching to think, and we are thinking also. It's not a pause, and it's not a repetitive word also. It's not an ah and but we trying to stretch a word in order to think. And I would like to think. So in that way, to buy some time to think about it. We should avoid that, and we have a more smoother conversation. With this, I will hand over the lecture back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Mark, Lucky Nalla, the Miss Universe.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer or President Toastmaster Umar. Now, I will call in our timer to his report. Toastmaster Umar Maksud. Toastmaster Umar, your report, please.
Thank you. For table topic evaluator, Novel Invento, it took 5 minutes and 29 seconds. Grammarian took 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Our counter took 1 minute and 50 seconds. For evaluators, Anwar Nabi Sheikh, first evaluator, took 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Evaluator 2, Pragya Sharma, took 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Evaluator number 3, Manodia, took 1 minute and 35 seconds.
So Toastmaster Anwar, Toastmaster Pragya, and Toastmaster Manuja is qualified for the voting system. You can cast your vote for our vote counter. All right? So now I have a few comments on the meeting as a whole. All right, are you ready? I'm looking for a common thread here, the positivity and fun. It is vital to live early so that everyone has the opportunity to chit-chat and acknowledge each other, to break the nervousness and lighten up the atmosphere. The Sergeant at Arms did an excellent job calling the order of the meeting. The guests warmly hailed and given an opportunity to speak, introducing themselves by the presiding officer. And the presiding officer opened the meeting well. The business meeting kept within allotted time. On the timing, the meeting begins on time. Congratulations, fellow Toastmasters. And the transitions between speakers were smooth and the speakers were properly introduced. The table topics are appropriate to the theme of the day and guests are invited to participate. Our table topic master, Toastmaster RD, or I can say our guru, excellently moderated the speaker and flickered every topic they answered. I love it. And also, I love the grammarian. That's all I can say to him. My general comment is that generally the meeting overall is an amazing, as usual, Horizon Toastmasters Club. It sets the bar, or I may say that it is the model meeting that a club should epitomize. Almost 95% of the participants turn on their cameras, flickering every moment in the entire meeting. This is an excellent behavior during the meetings. All prepared speakers and evaluators are very eloquent. However, as much as possible, speakers, as much as possible, memorize their speech with a heart. If somebody wants to share information and wants to share screen, the contributor should be the one who will share it, not the other member, isn't it? This will prevent any misconception and in order you to study well the information you had shared. All right. Upon voting system, in voting system for your best speakers, there is an online poll in this platform, isn't it? I may suggest to utilize that in order to determine the speakers, and it sounds like it sounds like in a high tech platform, isn't it, fellow Toastmasters? All right. Everyone explains their duties well and gave good reports, and everyone in attendance should have the opportunity to speak. Lastly, our Toastmaster of the evening, you are amazing. I like your style while introducing your team, asking what they want to be when they grow up, I think. Very energetic, lively, and flickering. You also have this sense of accountability wherein you accelerate yourself when technical glitches happen to one of our role players. Excellent job. Let us all give him a round of applause, Toastmaster Omar. And of course, Toastmaster Ricky and Toastmaster Omar Farouk, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to be your general evaluator of Horizon Toastmasters Club. Live live and mabuhay. Toastmaster of the evening, I'll hand over the lectern back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Mark, for making sure that we go out of the meeting by learning few new things in our weekly meeting. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mark, and all the amazing evaluators. Before I conclude and ask for the results, I still have, I guess, 30 seconds. I made a decision long time back in my life. And the question was what I wanted to be. Not when I was this or this small, but what I wanted to be next day. Dear members, we are not aware of our lives. The next breath we inhale, we don't know whether we're going to exhale or not. So let's spread the life, let's spread the love, let's care for each other, let's be that helping hand for other who we are looking forward for the other one. Because you don't know when someone's weakness is your strength and your weakness is someone else's strength. If your friend, your colleague act inappropriately, he doesn't speak to you, do something which he's not supposed to do, just knock at the door. Just ask him, is everything fine? Or may I help you? Make sure that you spend your day by making a change in someone else's life. What I wanted to be tomorrow, I wanted to share few more smiles, spread more love to the people I know or I will come to know. Mr. Word Counter, may I know the names? The best prepared speaker.
The best prepared speaker is Wingardium Leviosa, Toastmaster Idris Sakurat, our VPPR. Yes.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Idris. Toastmaster Umar, best table topic speaker.
Best table topic speaker. That was a tough competition.
Don't say that I won it.
Best unprepared speaker is Toastmaster Twyla from USA, California.
Excellent news coming up. Toastmaster Umar, let's grab her to become a new member in Horizon.
Yes.
So the best evaluator is
best listener or the best evaluator is None other than from District 98, Hyderabad, Toastmaster Pragya Jain Sharma.
Woohoo! Superb. Excellent. Congratulations, Toastmaster Pragya. Dear, it was a pleasure for me to be your host for this evening, morning, night, afternoon, in whatever world you are. But before I conclude, I believe it would be a bit unfair for few of the members who we don't know what they were doing when they were this small. So I'm going to go very quickly. Toastmaster Sukit, when you were this small, you wanted to be a?
Oh, same with most of us in the room. I wanted to become a doctor. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't become because my parents already set me to become a lawyer.
Wow,
So
excellent.
goodbye,
Okay,
being a doctor.
Toastmaster Dory, when you were this much, you wanted to be a?
This much.
A teacher.
Wow, no, I'm already shivering.
Flickering, huh?
Toastmaster Tuvela, this much, you wanted to be a?
Is that for me?
Yes,
When
yes.
it's big, I wanted to go up and go to first grade.
Excellent.
But I
Excellent.
became a librarian when I went to after I went to first grade.
Wow, that's great.
And that's what I wanted to be, a librarian.
Excellent. Toastmaster Frida, when you were this much?
When I was a child, I really wanted to become a mermaid. When I became older, I wanted to be Mrs. Tom Cruise. I did end up being a doctor. Right now, I'm just focusing on being a good human being.
Toastmaster Frida, I have a follow-up question. Does your husband want you to be a Mr. Tom Cruise?
My husband is far better than Tom Cruise, by the way.
Oh,
He's
excellent.
a Pathan. Pathans are handsome.
Toastmaster Noel, when you were this much?
Oh, I remember during the rehearsals in my elementary graduation, I said I wanted to be a teacher. Then all of the other people, children, laughed at me. So the next day, I said I wanted to be a doctor, but now I'm a teacher. So that's maybe what I wanted after all.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, I could see Toastmaster Paro, Ramses.
Yes, well, when I was young, I want to become a tambay or a bummer. Good thing that we have this pandemic, so I fulfilled that dream to become a bummer. Just stay home, do nothing, eat, stuff like that. It's a good thing we have the
That's smiling.
pandemic. I was a bummer.
Eat, sleep, and repeat.
Thank you.
Okay, are we left with anyone? Toastmaster Abuba.
Abu Bakr.
Toastmaster Abu is already done. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I'd like to thank the Toastmaster of the. I will thank the president and the Media Education for giving me an opportunity. You won't believe this is the very first time in this year that I'm taking up the role of Toastmaster of the day. So it has been a pleasure, and it's like we're coming back to the Toastmasters once again, hopefully with more high spirits, and let's make a difference in each and everyone's life, because it's you who can, it's not they who will. Mr. Presiding Officer. Knock knock.
Oh, very low voice, huh? That is impactful, huh? Okay, please give a big round of applause. Such an amazingly session conducted and wonderful way, full of energy and full of spirit. Big round of applause to Toastmaster of the day, DTM Umar Farooq Malik. Wonderful, wonderfully amazing. Everybody was involved and energy was flowing and flickering everywhere. So this was an interesting Toastmasters meeting. We had shared some childhood memories and we had some parenting advice. We also had some lessons on goal setting, and we also had some celebration of cultural diversity. That's the beauty of Toastmasters meetings. We learn so much, we share so much, and we experience so much in just one session. With this, I would like to get some member guests feedback if they would like to. Toastmaster Twyla, 30 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me today. And thank you for the honor of table topics winner. But I have learned so much from each and every one of you. Some of the ladies had some marvelous ideas on love. So I'm going to get my book out and write some more requirements for that man that deserves to marry me. Thank you for that question.
Yes, wonderful. It's pleasure to have you. Looking forward to seeing you in our future meetings. We have with us Toastmaster Suchit.
Thank you very much. I observed that we have totally different format from the one we use in the Philippines. So I learned a lot from this meeting, and I got takeaway that I'd like to apply in my own club. Thank you for the
Yes.
opportunity.
We learn by doing, and we learn from each other also new things and discover. It's great to have you. Looking forward to seeing you in the next meeting. Toastmaster Farida from Dubai.
I'll be short. Love you all. Stay safe. Stay blessed. A Merry Christmas to everybody in advance.
Toastmaster Dory, late joiner, but always welcome with full heart.
Thank you so much for having me. It's because of Umar, because last time I missed it because I'm in New Jersey and right now it's 1:20. So last time I was waiting at 7 o'clock and that was the wrong time. So he sent me another reminder and I'm so glad he did because I learned some new ideas from you and I learned about love and it wasn't even Valentine's Day. So it was a real gift. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow. So I thank you. And I will be eating turkey thinking about all of you and how I am so grateful that I got to join this group today. So thank you, Umar, for reminding me of the time difference. I'm in New Jersey.
Yes, wonderful. It's always wonderful to have you with us, Dory. Last but not the least, the Pharaoh from Egypt, the Pharaoh Ramses. Yes, Pharaoh.
Yes, hello, yes. It's always great fun to join your club. So in spite that I'm just at home, it's so nice that you have this great meeting always. So I always look forward to have. Please keep on me reminding Toastmaster Omar so that I can attend your meetings, okay? And say hello to all my brothers from the Philippines. Always nice to hear you, to see you again and again. In spite I'm not in Jeddah anymore or in Saudi anymore, but we still keep in touch through Zoom. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, Toastmaster Ramses. Looking forward to seeing you in our future meeting. We'll keep you posted. With this power vested in me as the president of this club, I will adjourn this meeting. It's time for some chit chat and another discussion we have. And
so much.
Everyone, please
yes,
leave contact details so we can include you in the email next time.
yes. Please, who wants to